Hey there, we're going to go over our respiration notes in our notebook. So the first thing we need to do is we need to define cellular respiration, and we are going to define it as the process of breaking down food, there we go, to release energy, right? ATP energy. The organelle where respiration occurs is the mitochondria, right? Our powerhouse of the cell makes ATP energy. Now, there are two types of cellular respiration that we need to be familiar with. The first one uses oxygen, so we say that it is aerobic. And then the second type does not use oxygen, so we say it is anaerobic. So we have aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. So talking about cellular respiration as a whole, right, breaking down food to make energy, the things that go in, right, our reactants is going to be oxygen and sugar, right? C6H12O6, right? Glucose. These are our reactants. That's what goes in. And then what comes out is going to be carbon dioxide, ATP, which is our energy, what we're actually wanting, and then water. So all three of these are our products. So what we really want is that ATP energy. What we also get, or our waste, is carbon dioxide and water. So our formula for cellular respiration, right, our reactants goes on the left side, products go on the right side. So we need oxygen plus glucose yields or makes carbon dioxide, water, and ATP energy. And I included how much oxygen, glucose, carbon dioxide, and water is needed for this reaction to occur. Do plants do cellular respiration? Yes, right? We learned that plants have a mitochondria and animals. So both plants and animals perform cellular respiration. The next thing we need to do is to define fermentation. So fermentation is just a different type of cellular respiration. We're going to focus on the anaerobic respiration. So fermentation is the process of breaking down food into ATP energy without the use of oxygen. So our definition of fermentation is very similar to our definition of cellular respiration. But with cellular respiration, we need oxygen, right? It's aerobic, but fermentation, we do not need oxygen, so it is anaerobic. So there are two types of fermentation. The first one is called lactic acid fermentation, and the second one is alcoholic fermentation. Where in a cell does fermentation occur? It is in the cytoplasm. So we do not use the mitochondria when we're making this energy. We are staying in the cytoplasm. Now, as far as our reactants and products for lactic acid fermentation, what we need is sugar. That has to go in. What comes out is ATP energy, and also a waste product called lactic acid. So we call it lactic acid fermentation. This type of fermentation occurs in humans. So this is like plan B. You're working out, you're not able to get enough oxygen in, you start to breathe very heavily. Lactic acid fermentation will kick in, help provide a little bit more ATP energy. Now, alcoholic fermentation, again, we're going to have the same reactant, sugar, specifically glucose. What comes out is ATP energy, because this is still respiration. It's just anaerobic respiration. And then we also get carbon dioxide and alcohol. This type of fermentation occurs in single celled organisms, right? Things like yeast, so microorganisms. We would use yeast to to bake bread. Obviously, there's no alcohol in that. We can use yeast to make to undergo fermentation to make beers or wines or meads. So there are numerous commercial products that we take advantage of this alcoholic fermentation. So what provides the cell the most ATP energy? Fermentation or respiration? Well, I'm actually going to write this out in order from least to greatest. So the least amount of ATP energy comes from fermentation. Then we get anaerobic respiration. I'll come down here. Respiration. And then aerobic respiration. So what provides the cell the most energy? It's going to be respiration, with fermentation being the least amount of energy. So that's everything for our notes on respiration. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. Thanks.